Good morning, Hudson Beach community. I want to thank you for taking a look at my video from last night. I had 504 people take a look at this. I only posted it in one place, and that was in Hudson Beach community. If you notice, my previous video had three viewers. I had four viewers, 1, 8, 4, 80. Here, 206. I posted this somewhere, and it got legs. But the one here, 504 viewers and some really nice comments, and I really want to thank you. And I'm going to do a video on Hudson by itself because people want content, and we're going to try to provide it. So in Hudson right now, there are 403 properties available, talking about everything in the city of Hudson. Right now, pending listings, there are 118 properties that are pending. And in the last 6 months, there were 567 properties that went pending. Now, my focus on these videos has been what's going on in the market since the hurricane. And since the hurricane 27 days ago, there have actually been 58 properties that have transacted in Hudson. And is that a lot? I don't even know. Here, Ponderosa, they were asking 110, it sold for 100. 119 sold for 117 in Ponderosa, 118 sold for 118 in Ponderosa. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the non-flood zone properties because they don't need our attention. They're going to do just fine. We'll just run through here and see if anything jumps out. None of these are flood properties. Highlands is a great neighborhood. Usually it has acreage. This was 1 to 2 acres. A mobile home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, sold for over the asking price in 11 days. If you have an interest in acreage in Hudson or anywhere in Pasco County, I love dirt. Here we go. Condo, 164,000, sold for 148,000 in 31 days. If you watch my videos, Parkwood Acres, you'll notice that I tend to talk about the market not as the active listings. If you're following the market, wow, look at this. They 235,000. They sold it for $180,000. The market is not the actives on Zillow. The market is the solds. The properties that sell determine the market. This one sold before this sold the day of the hurricane, and then it flooded that day. Whenever I see these, I just go, oh my goodness. All right, this one was $175,000. It sold for $225,000, $50,000 over the asking price for a flood home. Beacon Ridge did not flood. Beacon Woods did not flood. Gulfside Estates. This closed on the day of the hurricane. They were asking $234,900. It sold for $234,900. And I didn't drive down Butler, but I know that New York Avenue flooded right here. And it is very likely that this home flooded. And imagine closing on the day of Helene. And I'm speechless. Lakewood Acres, Beacon Woods, Heritage Pines, 55 and older, great community. They're asking $275,000. It sold for $245,000. Lakewood Acres sold in 6 days. Lakeside Woodlands, interesting subdivision. Highland Ridge, a newer community, asking $279,000, sold for $272,000. Beacon Woods, asking $279,000, sold for $279,000 in 15 days. Berkeley Woods, great hood, older homes, 1989, asking $290,000, sold for $280,000 in 1 day. Let's tighten this down because, as I said, all of my content has, this is in the last 27 days. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and look at the pendings in Hudson. It's 118 days. Let's go back 27 days. And there have been 61 homes that have gone under contract in Hudson since the hurricane. It's so great. Okay, Ponderosa did not flood. That's up there behind the Bank of America on 52. Glenwood Village, none of these flooded. Hillside Condos. Condos are its own thing. Um, because of the rising price of insurance and because of the uh, 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 because of the new laws relative to condominiums, the reserves have gone up and condo fees have gone out of this world. My condo was $350 a month when I moved in, and now it's $815. Now it's on the water, and we don't have very many units. All right, these are all flood zones here. I didn't comment here, but Coxswain's a flood zone. Beacon Court is a flood home. Sea Pines flooded. Here's a condo that didn't flood. Ten Oaks did not flood. Now, the new thing is we have to worry about freshwater flooding. So, what happened after Milton is its own phenomenon. Now, when you come to town or if you're shopping, you must ask, okay, here's Beacon. This is Summers, went under contract in 6 days. It is a flood home. You have to ask, here's a flood home. Did it flood during Idalia? Did it flood during Ian? And did it flood during Helene? And then the fourth question you must ask is, did it have freshwater flooding during Milton or post Milton? Okay, this is very interesting. This went under contract in 5 days at $245,000. And there's one in this community, another one that's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage that's $250 for $5,000 more. You could have gotten 2 more bedrooms. Hatteras flooded. Mill Creek did not flood. Claudia flooded. This is a $260,000 in 80 days. All right, so there's way too many in here to talk about, but these all went pending after the storm. So actives, let's see what new listings came out in Hudson. 72 properties were listed in Hudson since the Hurricane Helene. This is a investor property. It's almost an acre, 0.96. Okay, Britain flooded. It's been on the market for 3 days. Direct access salt water that fell victim to Hurricane Helene. Keel Court flooded. This did not flood. Cape K flooded. And they're wanting $152,000. And I'm sure it's going to go under contract. It'll be so interesting to see what it went under contract is at. These are not flood properties. Shadow Ridge, Hillside Condos, Parkwood Acres did not flood. $195,000. Condos, Gulf Island Beach and Tennis Resort. I'm sure the pool went under, but the parking lot went under. But I'm sure that the first floor is high and dry. And we're doing the actives. 72 properties were listed since the hurricane. Viva Villas, interestingly, did not flood. At least I drove through the neighborhood. I didn't see any debris. I talked to a lady who was on Villa, and she said that it did not flood. But, this flooded right here, and Sea Pines flooded right here. How did Viva Villas not flood? And I'll have to do a study on that. I better do it soon, because once they pick up the garbage, we're not going to be able to, the debris, we're not going to be able to see which one's flooded or know for sure. Adobe, $260,000. If you watch my videos, I'm big on talking about, there's 2 criteria when you're looking at homes. If you're going to be on the water and have Gulf access and you've got waterfront, that's a whole nother subject. But if you're going to be across the street from waterfront, you're going to be in a mandatory evacuation zone and in a flood zone. And you don't want to be, if you're going to get the amenity of being on the water, then shoot, you're going to pay the premium for the amenities. But if you're not going to be on the water and you're going to be in a flood zone, that's one question. But if you're going to be in a flood zone and a mandatory evacuation zone, you got to ponder the wisdom of that, especially in light of tens of thousands of homes being flooded. So keep watching my videos. And now this one is a. Did I miss this one? How about that? I guess I talked about it in one of my previous videos. I've got waterfront on the brain here. Beacon Woods, Vista Del Mar. Now, Vista Del Mar flooded terribly, but obviously this home is a stilt home. And I think all the homes that flooded terribly, terribly, the ones that flooded during all three, Ian, uh, Idalia, and Helene, they're all suspect for being rebuilt. The FEMA and the county want them to be raised. Now, here's a crazy house. $340,000 in Country Club Estates. If it sells there, it'll be the highest price anyone ever got for Country Club Estates. Beacon Woods for $349 for a 322 versus that one in anyway. Everybody's a critic, and everyone who's looking at real estate becomes a critic. You can't help it when you're analyzing properties. You're looking at amenities versus price. You're looking at location. You're looking at what can I get for my money? And here you're going to get a flood zone property that was 3 or 4 feet underwater and just listed 2 days ago for $400,000. Crazy. All right, we're going to race through here just to get the higher priced ones, and I got to stop. You can't be doing these 20-minute videos, I'm told. The estates for $425,000, not a flood zone. Harbor Drive is a flood zone, and this home flooded. It's got some pretty incredible views off the back, but I would definitely have made some of these waterfront views. Here's the key. Look at that. See, the drywall has been cut up to 4 feet. And that's the, this is a great location. Whenever you're looking at waterfront, if you note the way out is from Hudson, the main channel is the shrimp boat channel right here. So if you're down here, Signal Coast has one, but if you're here, it's likely you're going to come here, you're going to go across and come around and go out. So when you're in this area right here, I mean, it's an easy shot to go out to the Gulf. Harbor Drive, $450,000 for a flood home. So here's some nice homes that did not flood. Heritage Pines, 55 and older. Rolling Oaks Estates, $660,000. Hey, this is my listing. $680,000 for a stilt home. Let's see, 71. Okay, here's the highest priced property in Pasco County. And look at that. And you're buying the lot, really, because that property obviously is not consistent with a, look at that. Heaven on earth. I ponder the pricing, $800,000, and this home did flood. I really got to stop this video here. Look at this, Gulf Front. Oh. Okay, yeah, this is Arapaca. Interesting. Oh, there's a lot of properties, by the way, that will have a Port Richey address, but they're in Leisure Beach. Here's a Arapaca house that has a Hudson address. And I could talk endlessly about CDPs, which are census designated places, and the difference between a CDP and a postal address, and how a neighborhood could have homes that have one address, one CDP, where the home next door has a different CDP. And if you want to know the explanation, I do too. Hey, Randy Jenkins, have a great day.